Hi everyone, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to talk about WebSockets. So yes, WebSockets is a very important, I would say, terminology that you should know, and it's a very important system which will help us to access real-time data, or let's say get updates on any kind of on orders on a real-time basis. And it actually is the good part is that it's not a pull strategy. So we are not going to keep asking the FYERS API to give us the data. It's a push mechanism, so it's like a stream of data which is being sent by FYERS to us. So if you remember, we had spoken about the limits, right? So this WebSocket actually does not reduce our limits. So that's the good part. So again, first let me talk about what is a WebSocket, and then I'll show you how to code it. So I'm on the documentation page, and if you on the left side, if you click WebSockets, you can see that this is how the WebSocket would look like. We can actually subscribe almost 5,000 data subscriptions simultaneously. That means we can get a lot of data from FYERS, and like I said, it's not going to eat up on the daily limit that we have. From a backend perspective, they have mentioned few things here that they have written the code in a very strong thread management, and it has very customizable callback functions. But for us, I'll show you how it can actually be used. So we will be using WebSocket primarily for two major reasons. One is to getting the live data, and the second is to get information about our orders, about our trades, about our positions, and so on and so forth. So let me show you how it's done. So on the right side, if you see here, so I'll just quickly show you on the right side here. If you click on Python, you'll see this is the WebSocket code. This is the entire WebSocket code, and we can either copy it from here, or if you just scroll down a little bit, it will give you a detailed code here for the orders part. Similarly, if you scroll down a little bit, it has a detailed code here for the trades part. So they have given all the codes on the right side, and it might look a little I would say a big code, but the actual idea is they have given a lot of comments here. So we will, if we remove the comments, the code is actually pretty small. So I'll show you first the data part, how to keep getting the live data. So let's come to our code, and this is the WebSocket API code. In this, we will have to use this library, which is the FYERS WebSocket library. Now this is the on message, on error, on close, and on open. So essentially I've taken these from the documentation itself. Essentially what it means is, on message means as soon as we are getting the data, it will run this function. And what I have done here is that I have converted the message which has the price of the stock that we want into a data frame, and I will print that data frame. On error, so if there is an error, it will also give us the error and the reason why we got the error. Once the connection got closed, it will tell us that the connection has been closed. And on open, so once the socket gets opened, that is when we will have to subscribe to symbols. So this is the important part. We will write which symbols to subscribe. So for example, if I want two symbols, I've written NSE SBIN-EQ, comma Adani Enterprises. So you can add whatever symbols that you want. You can add any index, whatever data that you want. So this is where we will be adding all our symbols. Then we will be subscribing to those symbols. So I'm just subscribing to these symbols, and I'm using the data type as symbol update. Now there can be multiple methods, so I'll show you. So if you come here, let me just try to WebSocket and symbols update. So if you see here, we can see that our data type we have used as symbol update. So you can see here that I'm using the symbol update here because this will give us the real-time symbol specific updates for instant parameter changes. We can also put depth update. So depending on what you want, usually I like to use the symbol update. So that is why I've used symbol update here. And then I'm writing FYERS.keep running. That means I want to keep running the WebSocket. I don't want to close it. So from the coding perspective, you will not have to change any of these at the top. All you will have to do is add as many symbols that you want in this list. Once we've done that, then these are all the functions. I am getting the client ID and the access token, since I've already done my login in the morning, and this is where I'm actually going to create the instance and run the WebSocket. So I'm putting the access token here, and then I'm writing reconnect equal to true. That means if there's a disconnection issue, let's say my internet is stopped, it will try to reconnect, and then I'm just calling all these functions using these parameters. And this is how we are going to establish the connection. So let's run the code and let's see what happens. So I've started running the code now. So first you can see it is telling me the response. So this was the initial response, that it has authentication is done, it has subscribed, and now you will see that the data will keep coming. So now I'm not doing anything, the data will keep coming automatically. And if I show you here, it is giving me the LTP and the symbol for SBIN, and similarly it is giving me the LTP and the symbol for Adani Enterprises. And as I said, this will keep going simultaneously. You can add more symbols also, and you can see the speed. It is giving us the data within 1 second. And like I said, we are not using up the limits here, because this is a WebSocket method. So we can keep running it for the whole day, but my limit for how much data point I want will not get exhausting using this. So this is the first method where we are using the WebSocket API to get the data. Similar to this, so I'm going to stop it. So whenever you want to stop a WebSocket, because this will keep running, you can just click this red button here 2 times or 1 time, and then it will stop. Now similar to this code is the WebSocket API orders code. So what I did here was that I took all the different WebSocket codes from here. So like we have orders, trades, positions. So I've taken all the codes here and then created a single code here. So for this is the on order message, this is the on trade, on position. So I've added all of them in a single file, so that whatever happens, let's say whenever we take a trade or whenever there's an open order, we will get notified as a WebSocket connection. So this is again the similar concept. We have added all the different functions. I'm getting all these functions from the documentation itself. I am reading my client ID and the access token, and this is how I am going to create my instance and run the code. So again, let's run the code and let's see what happens. So now I'm running WebSocket API orders also. In fact, let me do something. I'm going to run WebSocket API as well. So we can run multiple files simultaneously. So you can see this code is running the data and this code is running the orders. Now you will notice that nothing is happening here. The reason is that I have not placed any order or I have not placed any trade. So let's do that and let's see what happens. So let us say I have this order. So I had placed a limit order with 1250 as a limit price. Let's say I want to modify it. So 1255, and let's modify the order. So what I've done is I've modified one of the open orders. Let us see what happened. So if you come here now on the WebSocket API orders, you will notice that now we are getting the order response. We have got the orders response for 3 separate orders. In fact, this is for Reliance Industries. You can see here the Reliance Industries order. And so these are the same order response for our Reliance that we have just taken the modification in. So you can see this was a limit price 1255, 1255 and 1255. So you can clearly see that whenever I'm making any changes, it is showing me the results here. It is showing me the results here. So we can make more changes. Let's say we add a trade. So let me cancel it. So I've cancelled it. Let us see what happens. You can see more orders have been come and you can see it's an order. Let's do one more thing. Let's try to take a trade now. So I think I have an open position in idea. Let's close this. So I'm closing this position. Once I close the position, notice what is happening. I am getting a trade response also now because there was a trade which happened, and again I'm getting the order response also. So this is how you can clearly see that whatever thing that we're doing on the front end on the website, we are getting information of that here also. So that is the beauty of it. You might find that we are getting multiple instances of it. That's fine, because The speed is so fast that it sometimes sends multiple data point, but that's fine because we can obviously just choose which is the latest one out of these and do our decisions based on that. But the idea here is that now we don't have to keep running the codes or keep finding when the orders are getting traded or when there is a update in positions, because everything is getting stored automatically for us. So that's the beauty of using the WebSocket. Now this might seem very easy because I've directly taken it from the website documentation, but how are we actually going to use this is what I'm going to show you in the next video. So how am I actually going to use the WebSocket in an actual simple strategy? So that I'll show you in the next video. So thanks for joining, and I will see you in the next one.